Welcome back, sports fans. Here we go, another video. It's time for Summer Championship. So we've had our 3 days of qualification, where you've been trying to secure your best time, and I didn't do it on every single one. But you can see there it registers as I click through them. It shows you actually, it shows you the same time. So that's obviously the quickest time, and if you didn't play it, it says not played. So here we are, it's the first semi-finals, and this is a 2-week tournament. We have I think it's normally 2 semis and 2 finals, but obviously as it is the first one, we just have the first 2 semis. So the semi-finals are 10,000 metres and the shot put. So as we look here, we can then see rankings. So if we just have a quick look, hopefully we can see I've got at least one of my teammates in here. Tall Towns is there. Now, normally the way this works is when you look at it and you look at it as a 0, that's saying that you should be, based on times, the best player. So if you look at it before it even starts, it will show you that. Again, we look here. It is not always the same group of people as well. So you do just have to carefully have a look, see who you're against. But again, it looks like we're the best player. So, what should we start with first? Let's do shot put. Now, there is a challenge today, and I always say keep your jokers. A lot of the time, you don't really need to use your jokers if you're a high level. You might do on 1 or 2, but there is one today of use 1 tournament joker. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through, and this used to be really hard if you had max stuff out. I'm pretty sure, if memory serves me correctly, you wouldn't have been able to use it, or it would have made little difference. So, for example, if I tick there, you notice how it's not moving any of those stats at the bottom. It just shows that I'm using a joker. I can use up to 4. Same as if I do it on the purple. I know that that's max, so it doesn't help. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off and we're just going to use 1 joker, because I'm not entirely sure. Sometimes the game could be a bit finicky, where if you use 3, is it going to use it? Do you know what? Let's just use 2. Let's start off bold. Let's do, the coach and the athlete. So we're going to use the joker. There we go. It did allow us to use 2. Okay, so we're in a good place. Well, that's not a very good start, but we're going to be doing it again anyway, because we need to use more jokers. It's actually a terrible start getting that 2. The orange one to start with, which is the equivalent of a good. So we're going to use our normal tactic on the 10k. We get to lap 23, roughly. There's about 150 meters to go. There you go. I've probably gone a tiny bit early there. But the aim is to get to the line on 0, and we did it. Actually, that's probably about right. When you use your jokers, remember you are going to have to press the button a little bit earlier when doing this one, because you've got max stats. And as you have max stats, your consumption of the boost is a tiny bit slower. So let's just get these 2 bits right. Let's just see what time we pull up straight away. So we can see, and obviously you don't get PBs. So we look at that and go, wow, we just got a massive PB. No, that does not happen. But it does show you that actually, when I do get round to going to level 15, that's quite a big drop off the number. It also allows you to say, and play the tournament match. So we're going to do it again. We're going to add the other jokers on, because we obviously need to use jokers. And the other interesting thing is when you use the jokers, they remain for that discipline. So if you use them in the semi-finals, they're on there for the semi. So if you try that event, 2, 3, 4 times, you get the benefit of the jokers. So you can see there, I can't actually take off the athlete and the coach. They're permanently there for this semi-final runs, depending on how many I want to do. And obviously you get up to 5 for free. So here we go. And the key is that you want to use them as sparingly as possible. But you need to get into the A final, ideally. That's the highest. But, you know, if you're a mid-level player, a B or a C, there's no harm in that. And actually, you've probably got more chance of doing extremely well on it by being in that. So we're going to hit this. Remember, it's just inside the 200 start time, so it's about now. And this should take us all the way through, and we should get to the line pretty much with 0, and we do. Yes, perfect. Interestingly enough, the 0, you need it to be on 0. What would be the equivalent of being 10? Oh, God. The equivalent of being about 10 meters before the finish line, just so you get the full benefit of the boost, and you go into the line at the quickest speed and haven't slowed down. Oh, that's absolutely shocking. That's not good either. Jesus. And so we can see this is actually a worse run, I think, by playing extra jokers. And it just shows you that the blue and the green really don't make that much difference. They will be marginal gains. So, we've done that. Or maybe we did do better, actually. No, we did do better. What am I talking about? So you can see there, we're in the lead. Shot put. Now I do need to use one more joker to do the challenge. And I could very easily, someone could use all their jokers to come first. I tried to work on really not using jokers if I can. Just in case you get to an event and you do need to use them. So especially in the final, it's all about joker management. That's okay, it's not great. Yeah, it's all about joker management when you get to the finals. Use them when you need to use them. I know that sounds pretty obvious, but some people will use just they'll get to the first event and they'll max out jokers to try and come first. But then that's going to hurt you later in the tournament. Oh, that's not good either. Oh, I'm not getting this shot put right. Okay. Final throw of the shot put. Oh my good God, I'm fouling that. That's just embarrassing. We'll do one more shot put because I'm not happy with any of that. So we'll just see how we go. Obviously, we do have these tournament matches. We've got perfect taps as well. So shot put's actually quite good for perfect taps. I'm not gonna use any more jokers. I don't feel we have to. There will be more quests later on in this tournament around using jokers, so don't overuse them. Save some jokers back. Otherwise, you're gonna have to buy them either for gems or buy a package. That's okay. It's now telling me I've got a new personal best with the animation without it flashing up. Reminder, personal bests don't count because you're allowed to use jokers. So let's see if we can get this one. Not the greatest start, but we nailed 2 and 3. So we really... So it's interesting here that once my athlete is up to date, it's going to add on 0.3. That's a good gain just for an athlete card. That's going to be the best. Yeah, there you go. So if nothing else, it gives us great insight of where we're going to get to. And I think it allows people to see, what are the differences. If you think, what's your next one you're going to upgrade? Why don't you try it on here? And then you can see what that upgrade's actually going to deliver. So there you go. That's Summer Championships. We are in first place by quite a way. I think am I the only level 50 in here? Pretty sure I am. I was in that group, and you can see the mismatch here. Level 17 versus a level 50. That is a big mismatch. But they can use jokers to catch up the gap. So that is it for today. Now what we want to do obviously is we need to, in final rounds, be scoring and getting gold medals. It helps from the country perspective as well. I've only got one final joker. Obviously, you can see here, where'd you get them? It tells you where you can get your jokers from. You know, I've got my 9-3. I've got the 9 available in qualification. 3 from the Summer Championship pass on the semi-final jokers. What I've not done is I've not gone and bought any for gems, and I've not bought any in offers. But with finals jokers, we're hopefully going to nail a few of them, and we will probably, especially when you get to the end of it, you just use up all your jokers. So that is why saving some to the end, because everyone else, if they play that way, is going to save them to the end, and you're going to have to use them, otherwise you're going to finish quite far down. Just on here, obviously we've got the quests, we've done the tournament jokers. Here we got, we'll play our 5 tournament matches, we'll do our perfect taps. For perfect taps, my recommendation, and I know people don't like it, 3,000 meter steeplechase. It's a really good one for perfect taps. If memory serves me correctly, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 6 perfect taps per lap. Now we know that the first lap was hardly anything, so let's just say it's 7. Let's just do some quick maths and say that's 42. So I can do 42 just doing 1, or up to 42, I should probably say, on the steeplechase. So let's say you do 30. It means you're going to get through these quests really quickly. So that's my recommendation on perfect tap. 5 tournament matches I've got to do. We know that the tournament matches today are 10k and shot put. Quickest way to do that is do shot put, do 1 throw, and then skip if you're planning to get through them quickly. In terms of the offers today, what have we got? There was an offer for a blue trading token. That's free. Just watch the 3 videos and you'll get that, which is great. A ×3, the national champion one, I don't think that's the best deal in the world. It obviously depends on circumstance. It does give you some gems though, which is in my opinion an added advantage. The championship launch, 1 long runner and 1 throw athlete. So if I have a look at that and go into my athletes, the long runner and throw, that takes me to 8 and 5. It's not making a difference. You could argue yes, but it accelerates you as you go through. So it's not going to make a material impact straight away, where we'll see improvement on a cup basis. We're not far off getting to a point where we're going to make fairly good cup gains. So one of the things I just wanted to show you, if you look at my legendary equipment, 27. I think once you're over the 20, you're sort of closing in. So pole vault's behind, discus is behind, but I believe I've got a lot of them over 20, and hammer. So we're getting close. You look there and you go 20. I've got 2 at 26, 24, and a 27. So I do think we'll start getting some decent gains from a cup perspective. When you're monitoring it, what you do notice is, when you start to look at cups, they go up and down like a yo-yo in terms of rankings. So, I think I've got up to about 16th or something now. I'm back down at 27th. And it's all just down to who's upgrading at what time as they go through. So we should hopefully see some cup games soon, but that's the Summer Championship, that's the semi-finals. That is how you should be using your jokers. Use it just for the quests, unless you're desperate to get into the A qualifying group for that event. But apart from that, that's it for today. I should probably check my shop. I haven't done my daily deals yet. I do have a... Let's just open this one. Coach. Long runner coach, up to 8. Okay. I wanted to have athletes in there or some legendaries. Unfortunately, I have got the epics. I've got 3 of them in there, which on the basis I have all of those maxed out, that does hurt you a little bit in terms of account development, etc. But that's it for now. Like, share, subscribe, comments in below. What's your approach going to be to the Summer Championships? Are you going to sparingly use jokers, like I said? Are you going to go crazy at the start just to get a couple of good results, maybe get some extra points, which is going to help in your progress, and then you'll sacrifice later? Or are you going to go, I'm using them all at the end? And the final way you can use it is to look at your overall strength of everything you've got and pick the events. Sorry, excuse me, you wanted. Pick the events whereby you feel that you're underdeveloped and therefore you want to give those a boost as it goes through. Maybe you're just going to use it all on athletes, all on coaches, all on legendary. Putting them on blue and green equipment really doesn't make the best amount of sense and use for them. So as I said, like, share, subscribe, comments below, and obviously hit that little thumbs up just to show me that you're liking this content as it comes through. And again, as always, if you've got any ideas, let me know and I'll create videos on those as well. So I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.